Oh yeah, the burger combo, and they call this the king. We'll see who deserves the crown. We're back at it with another Burger King Whopper, which we've done before. This one, on the other hand, is the Texas Whopper, which, by the way, is not available everywhere. It's available in Texas, which is where we're at. Why am I dressed up today? Oh, maybe a little too much skin there. Because I just came back from shooting my cookbook. Yes, the second one. Gotta look good. This book's completely different. It's probably one of the most difficult things I've ever had to extrapolate on in my entire life, just being honest. But thank you so much for all the support and the love on the previous book. #1 New York Times bestseller multiple times, which is insane to me. And it wouldn't be like that without you guys, so thank you for that. I'm sure people thinking, already another book? Yes, I want to top the last book. Wait, not like that. You know what I mean? So all that being said, let's make this, shall we?
Why does it say breakfast? It's like Burger King. Breakfast! I guess we gotta do the 3-point test. So outside, this is so difficult. You've got this nice sort of wood paneling, but then the prison brick. If it was more like this wood paneling, I'd give it maybe a 7 out of 10 because it looks really nice. But then look, there's the jail cell. The building, I give a 3 out of 10. The menu, a 5 out of 10. Why is that necessary? Look, there's another set of bars there. Thank you very much, appreciate it. Service, you know, the guy looks like he was having a bad day. I'm gonna give him a 10 out of 10. He did his thing. Here we go. Okay, so we've got the bag. It's a Goliath of a burger for fast food place. Shout out to BK. All I taste is pickled jalapeno and pickles, which tastes good. I could take another bite. Maybe I had extra jalapeno in that, whatever. Just by the texture of this, I'm good. Same assessment as the last Whopper that we tried, but they added like 2 ingredients and they made it really big. So you can take a longer time eating something mediocre. Awesome. Fries. Let's get another sound test on that. Flavor-wise, not bad. The best thing out of this meal is how cool these ketchup packets look. We can do better.
You know, it's funny. The Whopper meal is supposed to be iconic. This is a Whopper meal, but it's mostly just a whopping suck fest. So let's make it right by beginning with our fries. Just face it, there's no escaping having to freeze your French fries as a part of the prep, okay? A great French fry simply cannot achieve that world-class crispiness without that, according to my studies. I will say, this is actually a rendition from my McDonald's French fry, which I have not released and I refuse to give up all of the details for. I did remove a couple of steps, so let's hope this works properly. Now, first you'll begin with about a 7-quart pot filled with water, add 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of kosher salt, and 1.5 tablespoons or 20 grams of white distilled vinegar. Bring to a boil over medium-high, then get yourself 3 to 4 russet potatoes, peel them, and cut them into matchsticks. Call me a cheater, but this goddamn fry cutter is incredible and highly recommended, but also not necessary. You can always just use a knife. Boom, boom, boom. See, one's faster. That's it. If you want to be a French fry machine, then you, by golly, get a French fry machine. But anyway, fries into the boiling water. Let those cook for about 5 minutes or until just barely cooked through. Remove from the water and allow to dry completely. Then freeze those bad boys in layers on sheet trays until solid. We'll fry these later. Now, onto another modded version of the burger buns from my cookbook. To a small container, you'll need a 1/2 cup or 125 milliliters of water and a 1/2 cup or 125 milliliters of whole milk. Combine those two, heat to around 95 Fahrenheit, then whisk in 2.5 teaspoons or 9 grams of instant yeast till dissolved, followed by 1 large whole egg, shell not included. You'd be surprised what people will do out there if I don't explain that. And 1 large egg yolk. Whisk together until homogeneous, then in the bowl of a good old-fashioned stand mixer. Pause. Stay calm, folks, because I've got great news. You do not need to do this in a stand mixer. You've just got to replace the butter with equal parts vegetable oil and do it by hand. Won't be exactly the same, but it'll be darn near close. Anyway, add 3.5 cups or 525 grams of bread flour, 1 3/4 teaspoon or 9 grams of fine sea salt, a 1/3 cup or 75 grams of granulated sugar. Whisk together, add your yeast juice, pop that onto your stand mixer along with the dough spiral. Ting. Start stirring at medium-low and mix until you get a nice smooth dough, which will take about 3 to 5 minutes. You may need to add a splash or more of water if the dough's seeming a bit dry. You know, I don't get the whole need for 10 to 12 minutes. That should not be happening, like ever. I guess for some doughs, but that's a lot. Anyway, at this point, you'll add 4.5 tablespoons or 64 grams of softened unsalted butter, a few tablespoons at a time until all the butt has been added and it's thoroughly incorporated. About 2 minutes, and you're left with a luscious, smooth, velvety dough. Roll that bad boy into a rough ball, place into a grease bowl, and cover that tightly with plastic wrap. Give it a personality that makes the experience of its mortal coil worth bearing, and rise at room temperature for 1.5 hours or until doubled in size. Now punch the mortal coil out of that bad boy, divide it into 6 to 8 even pieces, around 80 to 100 grams each. Just depends on how big you want your buns, you know? Shape each of those into nice doit balls. Place evenly spaced apart on a parchment paper lined baking sheet, and my recommendation would be to actually do less than 8 per baking sheet. This is maybe too much. You could do all 8, but I'm trying to avoid them touching here, okay? They touch, they get a weird sort of funny cone shape. Lightly grease the top tops and press down just to flatten lightly. Now, just cover that with greased plastic wrap and proof for 1 hour until puffed nicely like this. Brush those lightly with egg wash consisting of 1 egg and a splash of water whisked together till homogeneous. And look, you can't have that classic BK look without a generous sprinkling of some nice raw sesame seeds. Pop that bad boy into an oven that's been heated to 375 Fahrenheit for 17 to 20 minutes or until beautifully golden brown and puffed like this. I mean, even when I thought it wasn't possible to get better, they got better. Now, just let those cool to room temperature. Optionally, you can brush them with melted butter if you want that maximum flex. And now on to our toppings. The best way to tell someone's cooking skill is to make something truly simple. And this burger is actually quite simple despite its glorified name and a couple extra ingredients. But the only way to max out what's simple is to give it the love and care it deserves. For example, pickles. We shan't be outsourcing those for both your pickled jalapenos and pickled cucumbers, which I guess is what most people would just refer to as pickles. Start with 4 large, fresh, pickling cucumbers, not pickled cucumbers, but cucumbers for pickling. Is this making sense? It's literally a type of cucumber. Cut them into 1/4-inch slices and place those in a quart-sized, heat-proof container. Do the same thing with 6 large jalapenos, sliced, 1/4-inch thick, and place again in a quart-sized, heat-proof container. And you're going to use the same pickling liquid for both. First, a medium-sized sauce pot. Add 2 cups or 470 milliliters of white distilled vinegar, 2.5 cups or 590 milliliters of water, 1.5 tablespoons or 20 grams of kosher salt, and 1.5 tablespoons or 22 grams of granulated sugar. Set that over medium-high heat, and as soon as that comes to a boil, cut off the heat and evenly distribute your pickling liquid between your jalapenos and cucumbers. Once both are fully submerged with the pickling liquid, add 4 peeled whole garlic cloves, lightly crushed, and 4 sprigs of dill to your pickled cucumbers, aka now dill pickles. Then just let those sit at room temp until they reach room temperature. And pro tip, use either a paper towel or plastic wrap to suction to the surface of your pickle to keep the contents submerged. You know, Burger King has some sort of weird emphasis on using plain-ass mayo on their burgers. So, of course, we're gonna make only the best mayo, which is gonna be this way. First, a large quart-sized container, one that you can fit a hand blender in. Add 2 egg yolks, 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of granulated sugar, 2 cloves of garlic grated, 1 tablespoon or 10 grams of lemon juice, 2.5 tablespoons or 30 grams of water, 1 tablespoon or 16 grams of Dijon mustard. Then just very gently and carefully pour in 1.25 cup or 295 milliliters of vegetable oil, lower in a hand blender until it touches the bottom, and just let her rip. Blend while slowly bringing the wand upward, stirring as needed while blending until beautifully emulsified into a thick, glossy, undeniably perfect mayonnaise. Not much left to do here except for cook off 1/2 pound or 225 grams of a nice, thick, smoky bacon in a 12-inch pan set over medium heat, flipping often until crispy and beautiful, then just strain on a paper towel. It's bacon. It's simple. Don't overthink it. For your fries, wrestle yourself a 7-quart heavy bottom pot filled about halfway with vegetable oil and heat to 375 Fahrenheit, and then just fry your french fries for about 2 to 3 minutes or until golden brown and crispy. Drain your now transformed potatoes onto a wire rack, set over a sheet tray, season and taste generously with salt. Please don't skimp here on the salt. There really isn't a point to a french fry whatsoever if there's not enough salt, in my opinion. Sorry. Then just let those bad boys cool slightly. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the burger assembly. First, slice your impeccable round burnished buns in half. Toast those beauties in a pan with butter over medium heat until a gorgeous golden brown on both cut sides reveals itself. Generously mayo both toasty sides. I mean, I like a schmear of mayo on this. It's luscious. It's garlicky. It's better than any aioli. Then heat yourself a 10 to 12-inch skillet over medium-high heat, and while that's getting hot, get yourself 2 pounds or 900 grams of ground beef. That's at an absolute maximum of 75% lean. Do not go any leaner than that. Look, you want tasty, then you want fatty. Plus, you will not get that nice crust without a nice fat ratio. Enough of the 80% lean even being considered. Divide your beef into 3-ounce or 85-gram pieces, which will get you about 6 to 7 pieces. Roll those bad boys into nice round balls. Then once your skillet is ripping hot, add a ball to your pan. Press that down until about 1/4 inch thick using a spatula or burger press. Carefully lift up, season and taste with salt and pepper. Sear for about 1 to 2 minutes, then quickly scrape underneath, flip, and season again with salt and pepper. Then just add a slice of American cheese, okay? I want the nasty, naughty, neon stuff. That's what makes this a truly American burger. And although it goes against everything I love in every way, it has a home in 2 places: a burger or a grilled cheese, period. Once your cheese is melted and your patty's done, lay it on top of your mayoed up bottom bun and repeat that patty process one more time. Add that to your burger, and now we just stack. Follow that with your cooked bacon, a few of your dill pickles, and your pickled jalapeno, a nice light drizzle of mustard on the top bun for a plot twist there. For some reason, they put them on the pickles. I don't know why. And if you want to make your onions real good, submerge them in water and rinse thoroughly. That'll take off some bite and make them extra crispy. 1 thick-ass slice of tomato, which of course we always salt our tomatoes before going on a sandwich or burger. We all know that. If you're new here, it's a rule around here, okay? Papa loves you. A medium tall stack of very thinly sliced iceberg lettuce, although the Burger King photos for some reason looks like they use green leaf lettuce, which is mad gross, but all right. And if you want to talk about kings, then crown a true king, and look at that. That is a beautiful and frankly a bit oversized of a burger, but hey, they said Texas Whopper, and we gave it to them. Now that's a Whopper. Now let's not forget the soda. If you want one, which I made a very simple one, then all you gotta do is get a nice glass, add 4 mint leaves, 4 Thai basil leaves at the bottom of the cup, 1 tablespoon or 16 grams of lime juice, lightly muddle that, top with ice, add in 1 1/4 cup or 290 milliliters of ginger beer, and a half cup or 120 milliliters of pineapple juice. Oh, and a light pinch of salt. Give that a nice stir and garnish with a slice of lime and a nice sprig of Thai basil. Now that is the soda finisher to all BK meals. But there's only one way to find out how good this whole meal is, and that's with a taste test.
We're back at the Whopper meal. Look at that. There's no way in hell that this burger will ever win. I will say, commendable appearance. Honestly, flavor, not there. First off, do you see this? That's for the bedroom. So that's a dub. So when I made these fries, here's the problem. I'm working on a McDonald's French fry recipe. I can't give away that recipe yet. So I took out a few steps of making this and I thought, oh, it should be fine, right? Wrong, it was not fine. Fries were flaccid. So I don't really know how this taste test is gonna go. I feel like I kind of screwed myself there, but let's find out. Not perfect on the fries, not gonna lie. Fluffy on the inside, but missing a little bit of crunch. These are, well, kind of just, the drink is a drink. I just made a drink so that we could call it a day. You wanna put Diet Coke in here? Fine. This is not an official dub without our taste tester. Kendrick, please. Hello.
Okay. This is a lot. You're gonna have to give me a second. This second one, a lot more flavors going on here. A lot more of a crust to the actual meat itself. The second one's better.
Wait, we gotta try the fries.
I can put it back on. Very distinct Burger King flavor, so give me this other one.
Wait a minute, you can tell the difference? That's impossible.
Crunch-wise, second one's better. Flavor-wise, second one's.
Let's go. Drink doesn't matter. Diet Coke versus a ginger soda. If you want Diet Coke, put the damn Diet Coke. But you know what you do want? B-roll.